Hey everybody, welcome to episode 9 of Fitness and Money, Maximizing Your Health and Wealth. We're going to finish up shoulders today. The first two exercises we did in the last couple of episodes were isolation exercises aimed specifically at working portions of our deltoid muscle. You know, shoulders, deltoid, people call it, it's basically the same thing. And again, there's three different heads on that deltoid. There's an anterior, a medial or a lateral, and a posterior. So we worked posterior and we worked medial or lateral first two episodes. Those are isolation exercises. Today we are going to be doing a compound exercise. We're going to be doing overhead dumbbell presses, seated. The advantage of dumbbells is really going to come to the forefront here, because where we're going to be limited with a bar, you are not going to be limited with a dumbbell, and you're going to be able to do a particular rotation within the exercise that's going to be beneficial for various different three heads of the deltoid. So with further ado, let's get into doing seated presses for your shoulders. So the way that we're going to, I'll do it the right way and then I'll do it the wrong way. So we're going to start again with our dumbbells right here ahead of us. What we're going to want to do is you're going to need a bench. I would recommend a bench that you can put like this in this position so that you can have your back supported by this. It's not 100% mandatory, but it absolutely, if you have access to a bench or a chair will work just as well, if you don't have a bench. Anything that has a back to it that you're going to be able to support. Okay, so we're going to start down here. We're going to come up with the dumbbells, and then we are going to press them overhead. Starting in this position, we're going to go like this, and then we're going to come back down like this. We're going to go up, we're going to come back down like this, and then we're going to go up, and we're going to come back down like this. So the one thing that I want you to recognize is that with dumbbells, you can come down here. When you're using a barbell, you're only going to be able to come down right here on your chest. You're going to be limited by that barbell hitting your chest and coming out here. With dumbbells, you can go all the way down here and then press back up. The other really good thing about this particular exercise is you can start in one position and end up in another. You can't do that with a barbell. You pretty much are limited to doing this. You see people doing seated barbell presses, and they're either doing this to the front of their chest or they've got it coming behind their neck. These are optimal right here. Start here and do this. And this is exactly why we like to use dumbbells instead of barbells, when we're working out various different body parts. So this one, like any other exercise, people can do it wrong, will do it wrong, will want to use a ton of weight, and they'll be using all kinds of muscles that they shouldn't be using to do the exercise. As I said last time, your muscle doesn't know whether it's a 20-pound dumbbell or whether it's an 80-pound dumbbell, as long as you work that exercise to where those last few reps are getting very difficult, but you're able to maintain your form. That's pretty much what we want to do. So here's a way that people could do it incorrectly. They would come up, but they'll be doing all kinds of when they're pushing, they're going to be doing this, they're going to be doing this. This isn't necessarily a bad thing to come down and go up like this and come down and go up like this, touching together. But there's another exercise that we're going to do that is going to work another muscle, which, you know, some people group it in with the back, some people group it in with the shoulders, but it's your trapezius muscle, which basically runs from the base of your neck to the insertion point on your shoulder. So that particular muscle we can isolate doing another exercise. So we'll do that. But again, the main thing with these is, like anything, proper form, under control. I haven't used that word before, but that's a word I'm going to start using. Proper form and under control. You have to be able to be under control when you're doing the exercise. You come down, you go up. You come down. You know, you do not want to find yourself again doing this and doing this, or propping yourself up on the bench, trying to get that weight up any way you can. You don't want to do that. You're using stabilizer muscles. You're going to hurt yourself. Everything in these videos is about proper form and getting to those last few reps that are going to make it very difficult, and adjusting your weight accordingly as you move up in weight, or if you need to move down in weight accordingly. Okay, so that is our third. That's our third exercise in the series. There is another one, but we're gonna hold on that one because, again, the exercises that I'm showing you for each body part here as we work from head down to toe, these are what I would consider some of the core exercises that we need to do. Whether they're isolation, whether they're compound, they're core. There's many different variations of exercises that we can do. There's additional exercises we can do for each body part, but we wanted to be able to start kind of just with the basics, so to speak. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, and this is kind of on a light note, is, again, we're trying to continually improve the presentation here. I'm not worried about the content, but improving the presentation. And I was thinking back, and I went through the entire video series, and call it like a blooper reel, if you want to call it that. But I noticed that, like in the first episode, the way that things were angled, it looked like I was Stretch Man with long legs. So we've eliminated that. But that was kind of funny to look at that first episode and see that. Other things that have happened throughout taping the videos is a couple of times the dehumidifiers were on. I could hear the dehumidifiers in the background rolling, or just the positioning of the bench differently. Just a whole bunch of things that, as each episode goes on, we work out all those quirks, and we're going to get to the point where it's better. It's never going to be perfect. We don't want it to be perfect. None of us are perfect. Our workout's not going to be perfect. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but we take the chance to make improvements where we can. All right, so let's talk a little bit about finance. I think we should do a recap since we're at the 9th episode. I'd like to do a quick recap of like what you should be doing now and the path forward, because we've thrown out a whole bunch of ideas and a whole bunch of things that would make sense to do. The overarching number one thing to get the ball rolling is what I said basically in episode 1, which is you have to pay yourself first. If you are going to count on yourself to take money out of your check every week and put it into an investment account, you have a much greater risk of never doing it. You will find a way to spend that money. If you don't see the money, you can't spend the money. That's why if you haven't gotten a hold of your HR department or your payroll department, you can usually go online, or if you're with a smaller company or you're self-employed, get that ball rolling. Start an account. It can be at a bank, it can be at an investment firm, and we went over investment firms. You know, you have TD Ameritrade Schwab, you have Fidelity, Vanguard, many others. If you work for a company, they already have theirs. And again, the main thing is get the ball rolling. Put in, if you can, and this is not going to be able to be done for everyone, if you can, put in a percentage of money that is going to get you the company match if you work for a company. If you put in $10 and your company will put in 5, or there's a lot of companies that do a dollar for dollar match. If you put in $10, they'll put in $10. You have to take advantage of those opportunities because it literally is free money. They're giving you money to be invested in either their 401k, 403b, 453, whatever type of program you have. So get the ball rolling. Once you've made that choice, or if you've already made that choice and you've got the ball rolling, then you need to pick investment choices within the options that are given to you. A couple of really basic rules of thumb. If you are in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, please do not put your money in money market accounts or cash accounts. I would even hesitate to say put a large percentage of money in your bond accounts. You're going to want to be looking for things that say large cap growth, large cap value, S&P 500 index, international type of funds, and I'm talking about mutual funds now. You know, you're going to want to diversify yourself within the options that you have within your plan. And again, there's going to be a number of names they're going to throw out. I know when I was investing, back when I was working, it was large cap growth, large cap value, some international exposure through mutual funds, some small and mid cap exposure, and then I would put some money in the S&P 500 index, which is going to mirror basically whatever the stock market does, because that's the big index that everybody follows, which is the largest 500 companies in America, and we discussed that before. So that's what I would do at this point. We're going to have more discussion going forward, but I did at this point want to say here's what you should be doing. If you haven't, please start it, and that's kind of where we are at this point. So hope you're enjoying what you've heard so far. Next week we're going to get into triceps. That's going to be an exciting one. A lot of different exercises we can do there. A lot of people like to work triceps. Everybody at the gym wants to have either bigger arms, shapelier arms, and that's what we'll get going next week. So appreciate your time. If you like this, hit like. If you take that back, if you liked this, hit the like button. I'm looking at my wife and I'm getting confused. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time, and have a good day. Enjoy yourself.